programs, and so I'm just showing connecting to the central management console business object platform. So guys, you can see the CMC is again it's a web-based tool. So through the web-based tool, so CMC is a web-based tool, central management console is a web-based tool. So we can manage all the business object components through the CMC tool. Okay. So guys, just I'm trying to connect to the CMC tool here. Okay. So enter password, no password. Now you can see here. So suppose if our business object license got expired, then how we can update the password? If the licenses got expired, so then how we can update the license keys? So guys, you can see there is a license key option. So click on license key. You can update the license keys here. So by adding the license key, so you can update the license key. So the license key, the end date here it is showing 2012, and third 2012, and the 9th and 30th date. Okay. So here, so but still how it is working, like here you can see the date which is given, which is changed in the server, the system date which is old date, that's what it is working, right? Okay. So you can update the license key from this location. Okay, if you add it, so then it will add and it will display. So but if it is wrong, so then license key it will give error. Okay. So where we can see that how we can update the license key. So in the home page, if you go to the home page, there you can see the license keys. So guys, you can see the license keys. Okay. And so there is a settings sessions, you can see, click on sessions. So how many sessions we open? So that number of sessions you can see here. Suppose like I'm trying to open, it should be only one. It's showing, why it is showing two? Maybe in other with other user, maybe it's open. Okay. So let's open another server, like let's newest design tool. Now you can see the sessions, 3 sessions you can see. You can okay. Now you can see the 3 sessions you can see. Okay. Fine. So the next session you can see here. So administrator, I have login as administrator, right? So with administrator, these three sessions got open. Fine. So go to the CMC home page, and also you can see the monitoring. Okay. So the monitoring, you can see the dashboard, like you see how many users are logged into the system, the number of users you can see, and the pending jobs and running jobs, any report. So that pending job you can see here. Okay. And so the dashboard watches, like what are the servers are currently running, the servers, that servers information you can see here. Okay. So these many servers are running. That audit information, so that monitoring you can do it from here. Okay. So the KPIs and 3 users and pending jobs, like if any jobs, like job nothing, but here I have a scheduler report. So the scheduling a report, that is a one job. Like what exactly? The report started scheduling the report as something like 5:52, and it started running, and report the running job it will display. If the report is running currently, then the running job it will display 1 or 2 jobs. Okay. So that you can do it from monitoring part. Okay. And so you can see the authentications.
Madhu, 1 minute, Madhu.
Yeah.
See that there are some other tabs too. If you can just highlight on a brief, don't go in deep. Just you can.
Yeah.
Matrix, the watch list, probe sellers. So what is this, Madhu?
So adapter job server, like how much disk space peak jobs and RAM MBs, so how much RAM it is using, that information you can see it. So each and every, so each job, So how much the utilization that you can see here. Okay, adaptive job server concurrent, how many jobs are running. So I'm using this adaptive job server. So again, if you go to the central management server, you can see each and every one.
And what are those watch list and probes and others?
Okay, let me check.
It seems that these are kind of alerts. Suppose if we are getting through if any spacing issues, then we can set up automated alerts here, I think, right? It seems that there is a email notification on a green arrow.
This is a newly added this monitoring. In earlier version, this monitoring part is not there. I think it's not, I don't think so it is working properly, but it is there. Danger alerter. Actually, it's not working properly.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I think this we need to do something. So basically, see, we can integrate BODS repositories tool also. So everything we can watch it. It's not only the server which is not related to the only the BO. So we can integrate the BODS servers also with our CMC tool.
Okay.
This I'm not sure exactly. The monitoring means we can monitor all the things. Earlier, like for monitoring part, right? So and also there is something like a version control. How we use the version control, the different tools for monitoring purpose. Also in the market there are so that we need to install and we need to integrate with our CMS central management server. Sorry, our business object repository. That way we can monitor it. But something like this is like a new activity which is like what exactly? Basically, it will display the all related to our business object. What exactly we are doing on the servers. All these things we can see here. So first dashboard you can see clearly. So what are the jobs are running, and so similarly, if there are any alerts comes like any danger alert, but it is showing danger alert, but it's not working properly on our server. Okay, fine. And coming to the authentications. So authentication, there are 4 type of authentication you can see: enterprise, LDAP, SAP, and Windows AD authentications. Okay. So enterprise authentication you can see like which we already connected using the enterprise authentication only. Okay. And suppose if you want to configure the LDAP authentications, okay, start LDAP configuration. So then you need to add the LDAP authentication details here, host name and port. Okay. Oracle, Microsoft Active Directory application server. So see, basically, so in the network, so we need to add there is a Active Directories. There are different directories you can see here. So Internet Directory, Active Directory application server, and the SAP NetWeaver virtual directory server. See, so what basically user. So if you create the user, and that means so it will not allow if it is a LDAP authentication that user added into the particular Active Directory. Okay. So that Active Directory, so there are different type of directories: Sun Directory server, Lotus Domino, and IBM Directory, and the Internet Directory. There is like Microsoft Active Directory application server. So these are the different Active Directories are there. So once we add particular user into the Active Directory, the user and I can give the access to the different user. Okay. So this authentication we need to set up from this authentication mode. So where exactly that we can do it with here. And similarly, if you want to do with the Windows AD authentications, so what we can do, and also we can set up the single sign-on setup also. Here you can see, suppose, so Windows AD authentication, suppose I am part of the HCL group. Okay, so HCL, so let's do Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific is a domain /HCL. Okay, so if you set up this Windows AD Active Directory, Windows AD Directory, Active Directory, then click on add here, and once you click on add, so then we can set up the single sign-on. So there is a single sign-on option you can see. So click on OK.
Madhu, what is the difference between NTLM authentication and Kerberos authentication? The authentication options.
Not exactly, I'm not sure. This is basically, so this is really related NTLM authentication, Kerberos, not sure exactly. There is a kind of authentication you can maybe this is related to the network concept. Maybe you, if anybody have a network, they can tell this authentication type, both and NTLM. So it comes under the network related. So maybe network guys can help on this, but not sure exactly what exactly this authentication option. Okay, but see, it depends on the this when we are set to interact with the network people. So like suppose you have, so I'm just creating the HCL domain, so I'm adding the HCL directory. So that means I can give the only, that means so even here I'm setting up the active directory. So add AD group domain group, right? SCA Pacific I have added. So that means so only I can give the so other people I cannot give, suppose which is not in the part of the HCL group. So I can give the other users until that particular user added into the particular HCL group. Okay, and see what exactly the single sign-on is. So if you enable the single sign-on password, it will take up the central management console username and password. So it is going to take the Windows username and password as a business object username password. That is the what with single sign-on. Okay, you need to just log into your system or the info view or whatever be a launchpad. It will take automatically that username and password, the Windows username password. That is what single sign-on, Windows single sign-on. Okay, so those things we need to set up with in the authentication mode. Okay, so similarly, so for SAP also, similarly you can do it for SAP authentications. Right? So this is basically the related to the authentication. And coming to the home page, and sessions we have already seen, and applications. So if you go to the application, you can see all the business object applications here. So it's the Bex web application, B Launchpad, central management console, and so the web intelligence. Suppose I want to give the particular invoice designer tool access to the particular user group. So that access you can do it from this location. Okay, suppose I want to give the UDT access to the particular user, so that you can do it from this location, California user. So how to give the invoice access to the California user? I'm talking about the tool, UDT tool. So how to give the UDT tool access to the California user? That you can do it from here, from this location. Okay, that is about the applications. And so instance managers. So with the instance managers, so what you can do it? So how many pending jobs and what are the currently running jobs, so that you can see it, and how many successful jobs, and that instance details you can see here. Suppose just I'm checking from January to till date how many successful jobs are there. That information you can see here. Okay. So and also like what are the failed jobs? So you can check it with the failed jobs from here. And also you can see you're currently running or recurring and pending jobs. So pending jobs you can see it here. Okay. So the next runtime of this job, this particular report, next runtime is December 31st. Okay, there is a lot of time. That's what it is, a pending job. Okay. Anything recurring. So recurring is it's like ready to start the running report. Okay, recurring means just about to start the job. Okay, running means it's running. So currently running jobs you can see. So from the instant manager you can see that. Okay, and the defined. So here you can see the access levels, calendars, and events. So if you go to the access levels, so full control is like just leave this owner, full control owner, and we have the 4 levels of controls: full control, schedule, view, and demand. So view means if you give the access for view, if you give the view access, so end user can just view that report. Particular user, so user can able to refresh that report. If you give the access as a view and demand, then user can able to refresh the report, and full control, sorry, schedule report, and user can refresh the report, and also you can, so user can schedule the reports. So schedule part we are not discussed yet, right? That we'll see. You can delete the report, and you can modify and you can save the existing report. So you can whatever you want, you can delete that. Whatever you want, you can do. It's a full control. If you go the full control, so you can delete, you can edit, you can override the existing reports, everything you can do it. If you give the access levels. Okay, and go to the CMC home page and calendars. So calendar is nothing but like see, I want to run the report in a specific dates. Okay, I want to schedule the reports in specific dates. So when you schedule the report, you can create a calendar. Suppose sales period date, sales period, sales period. Click on OK. So double click here. Now select dates here. Then you can select dates. So in specific time, so specific dates I want to run this report. So if you open it right, so select a date, you can see here. So when you run the report, so that particular report it will run, it will execute, it will start running on this specific dates. Okay, so that is what a calendar. So I will show you how to whenever I schedule the reports. Okay, that is about schedule and events. So basically events is something like so once particular report is completed using the reporting part. So but this type of events we'll see in the ETL side. So once job is completed, one ETL job is completed, then only it will start another job. So in that ETL jobs we can use this event based in our reports. We can do it, but generally we don't use. Okay, but we can run the report daily basis, monthly and weekly basis, or daily twice. Like one report I can run like in the morning and evening time. So that way we can schedule it. But then I have to start another job. So that is not required in a report level. But at the ETL side, why the ETL side is required? Because see, once the data loaded into the specific table depends on another table. So that way event-based schedule is important for the ETL side, but the not report level.
To cryptographic keys, what does it mean, and the visual difference?
No idea this one.
Okay. How about?
No, actually, see, whatever the important things that I am showing, I'm not discussing each and every one. So there are a lot of things are there to discuss, but so what in real time we use, those things I'm discussing, but not much all. So what I can do, I will share the administrator document. So there is a 1,000 pages of document is there. So then just go through that if you really want to go inside each and every topic. So it's clearly explained. It's the SAP PDF document. You can just the administrative part here basically so what I'm trying to explain in the part of in this. So how we can do the security part and how we can do the access to the different users and groups. So that is basically going to work as a support project. So production support projects, yes, you need to work on this administrative part, like giving the access to the particular users. If any user join, you need to give the access to the user and restart the service. So that is important as a production support guide. Okay, but so the server setup basically, so the server setup and running the different machines, so that can be done by the separate administrator guys. Okay. But still, I am giving some knowledge on the administrator side also.
Sure. I'm sorry, Madhu. I mean, if I am being offensive to you by asking all the stuff which you might don't know. I mean, nothing offensive, but I know that you. I mean, since my reason for asking the questions is because I have to of the process which we are going to face at the time of interview, right? So the interviewer they might be asking all the questions, right? So at least that's what my
interviews. Yeah, the interviews they won't ask this type of questions. So basically, so even like whenever you are in a resume preparation, so you are not going to put as the administrator role. Yes, you can tell like so you have a knowledge of the security part and some administrator part you can tell it, but not like so whatever this keys like cryptographic keys and these are the things is not necessary. So nobody will ask. Okay, but still like if you really want it, like yes. So I will share this one of the PDF document. Just you can go to that.
I do have that, Madhu, the 1008 pages PDF BI 4.0 administration. I do have that. I'm reading that. This note, can you please tell me what is the difference between the organize, define, and manage, the three columns that we see on the CMC homepage? Their basic functionality. I know you've been going through on each of them, but if you can on a higher note. Suppose this organize is this for the operation level, and this is for manage is for strategic level for assigning access or.
Okay. See. So in the manage, like which we already discussed each and everything, the authentication mode, there we can set up all the managing all the applications through this manage tool, and the define, there we can set up the levels. So the setup of the levels we can decide it like, so I want to schedule a particular report. So then you can create the calendar and the specific dates you can schedule the report, and similarly access. Okay, so those by default access levels, you can see the full control, schedule, view, and demand. These are the 4 axes you can see it. And coming to the manage, so in the sorry in the coming to the organize, so there, so we are going to create the users and the groups, and we are organizing the all the servers from this location, and also we are going to create the new servers from this location in the organized level. Okay, so similarly, see, there are different folders and personal folder categories and users and groups. So just see the personal folders. So if you click on the personal folder, so you can see each and every user personal folder. So as the administrator guy, so that cannot be seen through the B Launchpad. Even if I log in as a B Launchpad as with administrator, so I cannot see the individual personal folders. Okay, but I can see all the public folders. So even so, you are a user, particular user. As a user, you can see all the public folder. Depends on your access levels. Okay. So that is about the personal folder. So the personal folders are in the favorites, what are the folders are available, what are the reports are created. So let's see the SM admin. So SM admin is one of the user. So in particular SM admin user, so what are the different folders are there in the particular SM admin user. And these are the personal folder. So if you see the administrator personal folder, you can see there are sample reports, you can see, and sample prompt 1. Okay, when so particular user is the administrator, when administrator create a report, so that report as admin guys can see that but particular report. So suppose I have if I log in as a BO user, so BO user can't see that administrator user personal folders and what are the reports are there. But so that folder, that personal folders, you can access it through the CMC if you have the administrator rights. Okay, that is about the personal folders. And if you go to the folders, and you can see all the folders here. Suppose I want to give the access to the particular report to the particular user, so that access you can do it from here. Okay. The access, suppose I want to give this access Prashant folder, I want to give the access to the particular user. So that access levels you can do it from this location. Okay, I can add a principal. So click on add principal, then you need to add the user. So I want to give the access to the particular Prashant folder, I want to give the access to the PO user. So that you can do it from here. Okay, yeah, that I will show you how to give the access and how to create the groups and users. Fine. And CMC home page, come to the CMC home page again. So in the personal categories and categories, if you save any report into the categories, so that categories list of the reports you can see it from the categories. And similarly, you can see the personal categories from this location. Okay, and again the users and groups. So from here, so we are going to create the users and groups. Okay, so I can so you can create one group, and you can give the access, all the access to the particular specific group, and you can add that users into that group list. So user can see, user will get that particular access to that particular group by using the adding the particular user into the group. Suppose I am creating the one group, one user. So I can give the users, I can create a user. So let's see, just I will create a simple user. So I am giving the mother user here. So don't give any password and create and close. Okay, here we have only one user license. Okay, let me remove it and try.
Madhu, so one user means, is it besides administrator, one user, or?
Yeah, it's besides administrator.
Okay.
Okay. So Madhu has created. Now, see, let's try to log in. See, if I created the user, that means I'm not able to access the any of the tool. Suppose I'm trying to connect to the UDT tool. See, I'm again giving the Madhu user MUDT Madhu and click on OK. Now it will give error. You are not authorized to use designer. And similarly, if I connect to the info view BA Launchpad, yeah, anyway, that we can do it at the 3.1. So we can create the multiple users and how to give the access to the different group, different folders. So again, I'm logging as a mother user. Yeah, I'm able to log in, but I cannot access any folder. See? So there is no public folders, right? There is no folder. I don't have the access to the folder access. And similarly, I cannot access the web intelligence reports. See, I have selected the web intelligence application, so I cannot access anything from here. Okay, trying to click on new, it is disabled. Okay, so what I can do, so there is an administrator group. So administrator group, so if I add that particular user into the administrator group, so right click here and go to the users list. So now Madhu user is going to get all the access. If I add this Madhu user into the administrator group, so let's take the administrator and drop here, add here, and click on OK. So I have added the Madhu user into the administrator group. So then you can go here and just log out and log in again. So click on application. Now you can see I can able to create the web reports. Okay, and also, so if I try to log in to the UDT tool as a Madhu user, I can able to access the Universe Designer tool also, because so Madhu is administrator now. Okay, so as like if I add this Madhu user into the administrator group, so he can able to access all the things. But so all the users is won't be the the administrator, right? So I need to give the particular user like Madhu user can, or like X user can access only the particular folder, and X user cannot able to can't access the Universe Designer. So even I don't want to give the as a particular X users. Okay, so that can be done with the individual access. So you can create, suppose, so there is a you need to create only the sales report. Okay, you will not access any of the business object tool. So you can access only once you log into the info view, you can access only the sales report folder. You will not access, even you should not see that other folders. So when you open the folder, so if you go to the documents, so you should see only the folder, the public folder you can see it, but in the public folder itself there are many folders are there. You can see only the Prashant folder. So I need to add these remaining folders to the X user. So that we can do it. Okay. So that we can do it in 3.1 because like we have only the one license key, one user license key. I can able to create only one license, one user here. Okay, that we can see in the command assist. Okay, that is about the users and groups, and we'll come back to the users and groups again. And inboxes. Now if you come to the inboxes, yes. Yes, go ahead.
User is a restrictive group. Then what kind of an access does the user have? Would he have full access or the one with more restrictions?
Yeah. So users will we will give the users list. So view access, view and demand access, and the full control and schedule. So generally, yeah.
Say we have somebody from the sales department and he has access to the sales folder, but say by mistake or for whatever reasons he also does have an access. That person have access to all the public folders because he belongs to the administrator, or no? We only have access to the sales folder.
So if he belongs to the administrator group, yes, he is going to access all the. He belongs to the administrator group. But if you remove that access to the particular folder, yes, so you cannot able to access that folder. Okay. So if you give it, so but at the universe level have restricted to the particular object. So you can see only the California state. So when you refresh the data, even though he belongs to the administrator, so you cannot access all the state's information. So if you remove that access, if you put the restriction of the particular row wise, even though he belongs to the administrator group.
Okay. And one
more
that row
level. Yeah.
It's regarding this. You said that there are 4 different access. One is the view, and then the other is view on demand, and then only on view on demand. Would they be able to run, say, use the drill option in the reports?
For them, yeah, if we give the view access, so just he can view the report. That's it. Whatever the last time refreshed is there. So whatever when you refresh the data and if you say is there, it will display. That's it.
But if the report has the drill option, if it was saved with the drill option, can they be able to use the drill, or does that has to do with their access?
Okay. So user can able to drill. No, you cannot drill down the report. I think so. Yeah, that will like. So we can user can drill down the report or not. So mostly like see the view means you can view it, you cannot modify it. That means so when you are drill down means it is like report is getting modified, right? Drill down option. But if you give the view and demand access, yes, users can able to drill down the report. Okay? Yeah, that we'll see in the tomorrow session. Okay, and coming to the inboxes, so business object inboxes you can see here. So administrator, guest, and Madhu. These are the administrator group. So if there are any jobs or so schedule, there are reports, and if any reports reach to the Madhu inboxes, that you can see administrator. If any reports you schedule, that scheduled reports, it will reach to the inboxes. Okay, so there is no more, there is nothing like a scheduled reports. You can see the inboxes. Okay, and go to the same page again, and the servers. The servers, so which is currently running or not, the server list you can see it here. Okay, all the servers and up and running here. You can see the servers up and running. So what are the different servers you can see? So input file per server, output file. So these servers we have already seen through the CCM tool. But from here also we can stop the servers and I can start the servers. And also I can create the new servers. I can create the new servers from this location. Suppose I want to see I have only the web intelligence single server. So when routing or refreshing the same report, so it utilizes this only the web intelligence processing server, single web intelligence server. So if you create multiple servers, so just I'm creating the one more web intelligence server here, web intelligence processing server. So click on web intelligence services, web intelligence application processing services. So click on next, close it. So then just give a name of the server name. Now you can see the whichever I have just now restarted. Just first enable this server and you can restart the server. This way we can reduce the load on a particular on the single server if you create the multiple servers. So enable server and yeah, it is already enabled, and then restart the server. Now server is started, and you can assign the server to the particular user and group. So when user running the report, so when particular user, suppose I'm just adding the Madhu user. Okay, so anyway, so you can assign this particular web intelligence server to the specific user. So user can, whenever user running the report, so you can utilize this web intelligence, improve the performance of the report. So if you try to create the multiple web intelligence servers, okay. So that's a way. So we can, yeah.
Madhu, one comment on this, Madhu. I usually used to do this, create a server at my workplace. He used to run some of the important dashboards. So what we used to do was we used to create a group or a folder group and assign to this that to this server, so that whenever that VP logins into BusinessObjects server, then he will not face any kind of performance issues or any kind of reporting issues.
Yes, yes. So the performance wise, like we can increase by using the multiple web intelligence servers. Okay. Yeah, that is correct.
And also, can you go? I think you missed on the groups, Madhu. Users, you said, and you missed the groups because that's the important one.
Yeah, that the users, and when we are discussing object level restrictions and the role level restrictions, right? So that time I will show you how to create the users and how to create the group and how we can assign that particular user into that group. Okay. So because see, just I'm going through one by one. So what are the things important? So similarly, the servers which we've seen and the universes. So you can see the list of the universes. So if we want to, remove that universe, so that can be done through only the CMC tool. So suppose there are like a chunk of the universes are there, so that cannot be removed through the UDT or IDT tool. That you can do it through only the CMC tool. Yes, yeah, we can do it. We can remove it through the IDT tool if you connect to the repository. Okay, so that universe list you can remove it, and also we can give the access to the universe list from this location. Suppose I want to give the access this universe to the particular user. So click on here and user security. Then so you can add that particular user and you can give the access. So full control or view and demand, whatever you want, you can give it that universe access here. Okay, and similarly the connections. And you can see whenever you are creating the universe, we are going to create the connections, right? As you can see, all the connections list you can see here. Okay. And I can give the access to the particular connection to the different users. That is about the connections list. And web services and OLAP connections. Yes, we can create the OLAP connection from this location also. So when we create the OLAP connection to connect to the web service, right? In the ID tool also. Yeah, that can do it. That we can do it from through the CMC tool also. Okay. So the data services which is relevant to the BODS. So that is not useful for us. This is home page. So this is a central management console through the CMC, which can manage all these components through this tool. Okay. So that's it today, and we can continue the session tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll discuss like how to give the access to each user and how to give the access to each group. So that we can discuss in 3.1. So 3.1 is having the multiple users access. We can create the multiple users in 3.1, but in this 4.0 we doesn't have a number of license keys to create the number of users. Okay. So basically it depends on the license keys only we can create the users. Okay, here I can create the only one user here. Fine. So the number of named user or concurrent user is not like unlimited. So fine guys, and yes. So Syed, I think you have an interview, right? So what you can do, you can call me. Call me after 10 o'clock. After 10 you can call me. Not after 10, 9:30 you can call me. After 9:30.
Means 9:30 my time, EST, right?
My time.
Then 2 hours from now?
2 hours, 3 hours from now.
Oh, then it will be too late for me, Madhu, because I have tomorrow early in the morning.
Yeah,
so
9 o'clock. Yeah, at least you can call me 9 o'clock. And so till have a session till 8 o'clock. So just you can give me 9 o'clock.
2.5 hours to.
Yeah, 2.5
So it will be too late, Madhu. Let me see if I'm awake by that time. I can call you because action has been going on since yesterday.
Like you can call me in the evening time, my India time, evening time. Around
Okay.
4 o'clock. 4 o'clock also is fine. Evening 4 o'clock.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
Okay.
The organizer has